Hey there and welcome back to XCOM. My name is Pete and today we complete another episode of our XCOM Enemy Within Ironman Impossible walkthrough. In the last episode we started our journey into the month of June. We did not actually complete any missions however, but we ended the episode with an Exalt covert extraction mission waiting to be started. So without any further ado, that is how we kick things off today, as we send our squad over to India to extract our covert agent Michelle Talpas.
We are confident that you will handle this matter with discretion.
Now, because Heavy Shoji Jang is still in the Gene Lab, Sniper George Teasdale has been added to the squad, but I don't think we need two snipers for this one and can instead offer his spot to someone else. And that someone will be Heavy Kim Lupai, equipped with a rocket launcher and 2 alien grenades. That means she can already do a bit of damage, and to keep her protected we will also equip her with the skeleton suit, and with Shoji undergoing gene modification we have a heavy laser to spare as well. Now, since we're going up against Exalt forces, we definitely won't need the arc thrower on Adam here, so we can equip him with the double alien grenades as well. The same principle applies to our other heavy Andrea Cook. The needle grenade is useful in certain situations, but the alien grenade is overall a bit more powerful, so we'll give her another pair of those for a total of 4. Since we're likely not looking at an overly strategic mission, we probably also won't need a flashbang grenade with Emilia here, so instead she receives an alien grenade as well. And that's it. With a fresh new face in Kim Lupai and a whole lot of explosives, we are ready to go. Let us deploy our squad to India now and hopefully make quick work of the Exalt cell over there.
Exalt forces disrupted one of our operatives who was in the process of hacking an enemy comm relay in search of new intel. Strike One will need to move in and deal with any hostiles in the area so our operative can finish recovering the data from the remaining arrays. That operative is our only chance at the data. We can't afford to lose them. Objective updated.
Alright, we find ourselves in a bit of a commercial industrial area here. As always, we have 2 Exalt comm relays to hack with our covert operative, and once that has been completed, we need to safely get her out of here. To get us started, we will have 2 groups of Exalt agents somewhere on the map, probably close to the comm relays, and once we have made sufficient progress towards hacking those, more enemies will spawn in as reinforcements. That means our first order of business here is to find and eliminate those 2 groups, and after Assault Adam Work doesn't find any hostiles over to the left side of the building, we can move the rest of our squad a bit more freely. Sniper Resilius and Heavy Kim Lupai will stay on the ground for that, while Support Emilia Solberg and our other Heavy Andrea Cook will use their grappling hooks to get up to the rooftop. Mech Trooper Nicholas Mahoney will join the ground forces, and our covert operative Michelle Talpas will hunker down. She will hopefully not engage with any hostiles whatsoever until the area is safe. Now on our next turn we can continue dashing with our Assault Adam Work, but at least near the first relay he doesn't find any enemies. So we will once again use the rest of our turn to get everyone else into position, always making sure of course not to advance beyond Adam's line of sight. Now, on Exalt's turn, our covert operative Michelle hears something from the other side of the building she's hiding behind, so I would assume we will run into our first hostiles if we reveal more of that area between the first and second relay. And since we have a well-hidden Adam on our hands, let's do exactly that.
These Exalt operatives appear to have undergone extensive genetic enhancement, suggesting Exalt has access to meld as well as lab facilities on par with our own. However, I would never suggest we follow such an unrestrained approach to modifying the physiology of our own soldiers.
Alright, there we are, with both groups of Exalt agents revealed at the same time. And not only that, we are dealing with a new tier of Exalt agents. These types are much more dangerous than the ones we have fought in any previous mission. Not only are they equipped with laser weapons, but they're also genetically modified, and they also possess a few more abilities than their regular counterparts. Still, compared to our squad, I would say that our soldiers are superior in almost every aspect. That does not make this an easy fight, however, considering we have 6 enemies ahead of us. So, how do we tackle this? Well, I would say not on this turn. Since Adam's turn is already completely spent, we would be going in at a disadvantage, so instead we can get ourselves into slightly better positions. Andrea might be able to get off a rocket on the next turn, while Kim and Nicholas set up the ambush. Roselius meanwhile gets himself into a potential squad side position, and Emilia captures the high ground while staying out of sight. Now, the Exalt turn goes about as well as we could have hoped for. To be honest, I had fully expected some movement triggering Adam's close combat specialist, which would have probably sent the enemies scattering all over the area. Instead, we now have all 6 of them tightly packed together, even though we can't see a few of them here. So I think it goes without saying that we're going to kick things off with a rocket. Aiming that was admittedly a bit tricky, and we're also not able to hit all enemies from Andrea's current position. Additionally, we also destroy Adam's full cover, which reveals him as well. Still, we would have done that anyway on his turn, and with this move we have now damaged 4 of the 6 hostiles. Now, you may have also been able to see that we did not do the advertised 6 points of damage to all of them, and that is because of the Iron Skin gene modification that the Exalt Elite Heavies have, which reduces all incoming damage by 25%, so from 6 to 5 points. Still, I think we are in a very good position here to hopefully get rid of everyone in one turn, and we'll actually start things off with our covert operative Michelle, who will reveal herself and chug a grenade at the group of 3 in front of her. This gives her the first kill of her young XCOM career and also brings the Exalt Elite Medic down to 5 hit points, enough to kill him with another alien grenade, and that is exactly what we're going for another achievement. Now, these Exalt Elite Medics can regenerate their health, and if they don't move afterwards, they are also immune to explosive damage, all because of another gene mod. For that reason, the achievement is called Regenerate This, and it is unlocked, as you can imagine, for killing an Exalt Elite Medic with an explosive. And that is how heavy Kim Lupai will now obtain the first kill of her career.
Eat this.
Alright, both enemies down, leaving only 3 more, and I would say this is a very manageable task. So up next we're going to move up with Emilia, because we saw an Exalt sniper move up here earlier. And indeed there he is, and Emilia does have a guaranteed hit, so let's take the shot. 4 points of damage are far from enough to get the kill here, however, and in hindsight we probably should have chosen a different approach. For example, we could have used Emilia to simply kill off the 2 remaining agents on the ground here, which is now something that Adam will have to take care of, who himself would have very likely been able to eliminate the sniper on the roof with a run and gun and rapid fire. But without having to worry about these small mistakes, XCOM would not be what it is, and so with only 1 enemy left, we now have to fly onto the roof here with Nicholas, simply to present the sniper another target to shoot at. Now, considering that our enemy is a sniper who suffers from pretty hefty aim penalties over close distances, the risk of actually getting shot here, either with Emilia or with Nicholas, is not too crazy, but still, approaching these last 3 enemies the way I described earlier would have saved us a lot of trouble here. Now, fortunately enough, the sniper does indeed miss his target, which is our mech trooper Nicholas, and since we equipped Nicholas with reactive targeting sensors as his last ability, he can now immediately return fire, and that is good enough for the kill. So there we are, all 6 hostiles have been eliminated. Now we need to get our operative into position to hack the first relay.
We're close to recovering another piece of the intel. Our operative just has to activate that comm relay, Commander.
Now, since we dashed with Michelle, we can't actually do the hacking on this turn, giving us a bit more time to get everyone else into position as well. Keep in mind that with Michelle already good to go, we will have more Exalt forces coming in on the next turn, so we want everyone to get comfortable in overwatching positions.
Hostile contacts moving on Strike 1, Commander.
And there they are, we have another Exalt Elite Medic coming in, triggering reaction fire first from Emilia and then also from Nicholas. And for the second straight time, Nicholas's shot is enough to get the kill. The medic did not come on his own, however, because another sniper also joins the party, and his appearance finally gives our sniper Resilius Wargal something to do, as he can land a long-range reaction shot for 7 points of damage. This now makes our enemy an easy kill, but before we get to him, let's hack the first relay.
Good. We've decrypted some of the Exalt data, and it looks like their communications were disrupted by our hack. We should keep looking for the remaining relays.
For the elimination, we can then send in our newbie Kim Lupai. With a guaranteed hit, she can already get herself kill number 3 of the mission.
He's down.
The rest of our squad will now begin advancing towards the second comm relay, and we can afford to use a fair amount of dashes here, even though we have more reinforcements coming in on the next turn, because the Exalt agents we are about to face will spend their first turn simply appearing, and they will only take aggressive action if we don't kill them on the turn after that. Now, somewhat surprisingly, we don't actually have any more hostiles appearing here, but then again, that only makes it easier for us. With another dash, we can get our operative into position for the hack, and I assume that will then trigger enemy reinforcements on the next turn, so let's keep everyone else moving here as well, but we'll make sure to save a few overwatches.
Heads up, Commander. Exalt forces are moving into position near Strike 1.
And there we go, we have enemies inbound, starting with another Exalt Elite Sniper, but with 3 Overwatchers setting their sight on him, he does not survive for long. Now his companion, that is another Exalt Elite Heavy who actually manages to safely get into cover, but then again he doesn't really pick an ideal spot to do so, and we'll take care of that in just a second.
We've hacked all the comm relays in this area, Commander. The data is fully decrypted. We need to move the operative to the evac point for extraction. New objective received.
With both comm relays hacked, our objective has now changed to escorting operative Talpas out of the area. Before we do that, however, we can take care of the enemy at hand, and we'll do that with Sniper Resilius Wargal. And if at first you don't succeed, then simply use double tap to try again. Now, since the evac zone is on the other side of the building, the easiest way to take here will probably be through that building, and at least for the remainder of this turn, this way will also be free of enemies. So everyone who can will dash up to the door and ideally also into full cover, although with operative Michelle Talpas in her current position, we could in theory finish things on the next turn by simply dashing to the evac zone, no matter what else happens. Getting a few more kills, however, ideally for our 2 squaddies Michelle and Kim, that is something I would gladly take before wrapping up this mission. So let's see where the next round of reinforcements appears and what we can do about them. Alright, looks like we have 2 more snipers here, but they should not give us too much trouble. And for the first one, we can send in Emilia and surprise him with a flanking attack. Alright, critical hit for the kill. That means only one of Michelle and Kim will get a chance at the second guy. Before they do, however, we can send in Andrea from the rooftop. Her shot from the elevated position lands for 7 points of damage, and so we can now send in Heavy Kim Lupai for the guaranteed grenade kill. And that's all. Let's send Michelle over to the evac zone now and end this mission.
Well done, Commander. Our operative is safe, and the new Exalt data is ready for analysis.
Now, I believe we may have been able to wait for one more wave of enemies here, but apart from our 2 squaddies, we don't really need the kills at this point in the game, so I think it's best to wrap things up before anyone gets hurt.
Missions like that really set the tone around here. Great work, Commander.
Now Kim Lupai here racked up a squad high 4 kills on her first mission, hopefully a sign of things to come in the future. Now, for the covert operation, we receive a few things here, namely 100 credits and a 1-point panic reduction in India, and we also learn that the Exalt base is nowhere in Asia. That once again narrows the list down a bit further, but we are still not at a point where we can safely pinpoint Exalt's secret base. Among the loot, we have a bit more of Exalt's weaponry. This time, however, it's laser weapons, so from here on out we probably won't have to manufacture any more of those ourselves, because the Exalt versions are statistically identical to our laser weapons.
Exalt intel decryption complete, eliminating statistical improbabilities for possible Exalt location.
Now, if you think back to the last episode, you may remember that we discovered not one but 2 Exalt cells while scanning for them, so I would say it makes sense to fire up the scanners a second time this month. Let us invest the 100 credits we just earned and see if any more Exalt cells are present.
Intel scan complete. Positive ID on Exalt cell locations.
And that is in fact the case, however not in Australia, where we found the second one in the last episode, but instead over in Japan. And well, with the cell discovered, we should do something about it, so let's begin another covert operation. And we'll follow the same procedure as last time for this one. Once again, we will send Sniper Michelle Talpas as our covert operative. Before she leaves, however, we will make sure that she does carry an alien grenade into battle.
Covert operative deployed to disrupt Exalt cell in Japan.
Things are heating up out there. We're tracking multiple unidentified targets.
And with Michelle back undercover, we don't really have much else to do at the moment, so let us continue scanning.
Contact detected.
Alright, and that reveals our next mission almost immediately. We have a landed abductor-class UFO in the United States, and with that we have our mission for the next episode. The abductor is a fairly large UFO, so we'll see what kind of enemies we'll run into. At the very least, I don't think we'll take another squaddy on the mission for this one. But if you would like me to go for it, for a little bit of extra challenge perhaps, then by all means let me know. It might make for a slightly more conservative approach than usual though. By the way, on the topic of leaving comments, I would also really like to hear your opinion on when to best build the psionic labs, because that is of course a somewhat important facility that we have already unlocked, but at least so far we have not yet invested into the construction. With funds to spare, however, that might be something to do in the next few days, unless of course you think that there are other projects that are more pressing at the moment. So leave your opinion in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed today's episode, then I would also be happy if you could leave a thumbs up. I apologize if my voice was a bit rough or maybe quiet near the end. I still haven't gotten fully over that cold I caught before Christmas, but I do hope that you liked the video anyway. Now, if you want to support me and my channel further, then you can of course do that, either by subscribing to stay up to date, or by maybe checking out and pledging to the Pete Complete Patreon. And that's all for today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.